Hey everybody, Omega Alden plays Civilization 6 Gathering Storm continues with our Sondak of Korea playthrough. I was just doing a quick search for resources. We have all of the aluminum that's in Korea mined, so there were like 5 sources of that. We're getting, 10 per turn right now, which is good. So I did uranium one, and we've got 2 right here. This one's a lumber mill, so we need to replace that. This one has nothing, and then this other one is on a encampment or whatever. So we're getting that one automatically. So we need to make sure that a builder handles those. There is a builder down here. There's also a builder being built next to it, so it's all good. And we're still continuing this whole front against Scythia while we work on our space stuff. And we also should work on like the Manhattan Project and whatnot as we go through here. I want to get a little bit of everything in this one. I want to drop a nuke. I want to use some planes. I want to get my heli-chopters. And I want to make everybody else pay for what they've done to us throughout this thing. Maybe they haven't done anything to us recently, but they deserve it for some reason or another. Apologies for not getting at least one episode out the previous day. It's been a very busy week for me, as I've been saying. Today continued to be busy at work, at least, but I didn't have anything pressing to do in the evening, so I just, I got home. I made my dinner, and now we're here, and we're doing this, which is it's nice to be here, I gotta say. Although, I mean, it is maybe a little bit of a distraction from the fact that as I was driving home on my vehicle, like halfway home, the battery light came on, which to me, I'm no mechanic, but I do believe that probably indicates a little problem with my alternator, probably. Hopefully it's not, but I looked at the battery. It appeared to be fine. It's also a little old, but you would think that that if you were going to have a battery-related problem, it'd be at startup and not while it's going. So that was my thought process. Some of you may be better at the vehicles. I know my way around a little bit, but I tend to not do, updates myself or any of that. I tend to take it into a shop. It's just, it's probably for the better is what I would say. For me, at least. For you, could be a different story. Could be a different story indeed. Let's go ahead and get, we could put it here or here. I guess we'll put it down here. Get working on a commercial hub for them. I don't want to put it next to any of these other Saywans because we don't want to mess them up, obviously. We're always very worried about our Saywans. For little to no reason. I'll be friends with Vilnius even though... You know what? Maybe we'll wait the 5 turns. You know what? Counter that. We're going to do 2 you-know-whats in a row. We're back to Vilnius. In your face. I don't think we're going to hit another era between this next one and the end of the game, but who knows? I could be completely wrong. But I don't feel the need to try to min-max my era score at the present moment. That may come back to haunt me in the future. You remember this timestamp when Alden was brazen enough to be like, nah, we don't need to do that. And then when that comes back to haunt us, you can be like, dude, this is where it all came tumbling down. And I will have deserved such a fate. Are we capable of making seaside resorts? We probably are. That one I should probably not burn the era score for if we ever decide to make one. Where are you gonna go? There's not really much for you to do in these seas except maybe hang out in the Australia region. That seems like a decent spot for you to exist. If I have to send you somewhere, I would just send you in this region over here. Just kind of keep a watchful eye on what our boy Johnny is up to. Because he could be up to no good for all we know. Flood barrier. Where is this? Where is this flood barrier you're talking about? Was it this tile? It was this tile. Okay, I was trying to piece together where exactly everything went wrong. There's a farm here. Get rid of that farm. We have horses, man. We don't need that farm. Although we could have, since we don't actually need the horse resource, you know, we could have used the farms to get a benefit with the horses being on top. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I don't really mind either way. Okay, we're gonna mine these hills because you have a beautiful Petra City, and it's just going to waste out there. I do see that we can start the Manhattan project somewhere. I feel like one of you guys is a viable candidate for such an adventure. 22 turns. We might be able to get the Manhattan project faster. What about you? What's your Manhattan project timeline? Let's let them continue to do their things. And you, with your oil power plant coming on soon, I feel like you can make that happen. We got 3 envoys. Use them wisely. Or not at all. So someone did suggest picking up these guys for the faith. The ability to purchase things with faith. I believe they were saying that it doesn't state it on here. But I thought the argument was it could be used to purchase flood barriers. So I'm down with trying to figure that out. That seems like a reasonable course of action for us at the present moment, gotta say. So you need to remove this lumber mill. We need to mine it instead. But yeah, that would be good for us for sure. You have a trade route to plunder. That sounds like fun. Can we get you guys upgraded yet? I forgot it was 1,700 for that. Ridiculous. Just way too much. We're gonna... Ooh. I was gonna say we just build railroads in, and that's probably what I'm gonna do, but the thought of a mountain tunnel, not that it would be very useful without like an endpoint, but it did almost persuade me to go insane. I do not recommend this. So I think it was like 2,700 to buy a helicopter army, which is what I want to do up here once we have the resources for it. So I'm going to call it at 2,700. We're going to check next turn and see if I was correct. Hopefully I was. Otherwise, I mean, either way, it's only like either not purchasable or a wasted turn. But we're getting it soon. That I guarantee. Oh, you just got absolutely smoked, sir. Good riddance. Where is my... Oh, you're right here. I was like, where's my modern armor? Because they should definitely be in here to restore Nazca. Do not raise the city. Liberate to found her. And now there are definitely some spots where we could be dropping Nazca lines down.
We share a...
Australia, dude? Johnny? I'm with you. We gotta protect these beautiful city-states from the tyrannical neighbors that they have. It's very important. We can't let them fall into the wrong hands, which is anyone else's hands. Give you thrust. And, yeah, continue building your railroads. So, We're up to My Cop, which is just a Pokemon name as far as I'm aware. Not a city. Probably I'm mistaken. But it seems right. And that's close enough. We'll build a hydroelectric dam here. You need housing. So, housing you shall have. These tiles are beautiful. Lots of food and lots of faith, man. Sometimes a full stomach lets you, it lets you think about things, man. Lets you get a new perspective on life. And that's exactly what they have up there, which is just beautiful. That's just beautiful. A full stomach and a lot to love about life. Let me see what the future has in store for us. We're gonna just park you here and let them attack you and let the volcano destroy you. Hopefully not, but it could happen. We're putting down, I don't know why I'm putting these down. What we should do is a little Nazca line. Heck yeah, brother. You love that.
Success is counted sweetest.
Success is counted sweetest. I've never read that story, so I assume that it might actually not be counted sweetest, but we'll see. Or maybe we won't see, because I don't plan on reading it anytime soon. But, maybe it's great. It's probably great. It's in this game. Launch Earth satellite. We're almost done with that. What do we have here? You are guarding this. I wanted you to guard the government plaza. To just get a little blanket of protection. Circle of protection spies. That's my enchantment. Circle of protection spies. Now this place, we can put some Nazca lines on the outside where they're not tiles we can use. I'm feeling very good about that. I forgot to check to see if we had 2,700 faith. We have launched our Earth satellite.
When God
beep,
said,
beep, beep.
Let there be light.
And we've wasted that era score. And we've won the World's Fair, which is just lovely. Alright, we're at 2,800. So I was calling 2,700. Because I believe that is the amount we need for a helicopter. Yeah, buddy! And then also, there we go, wasting some more. We're just very wasteful around here. Get used to it. Can we be here? Can you be here? And then can we unload upon these gentlemen? The answer to all of these questions and more is yes. Yes, we can. Vivaldi. Welcome to the club, my dude. So yeah, I got some car troubles right now. I need to deal with that. I'm hoping that my car starts in the morning. I would like to get it to work. I do have this reminds me. I have one of those portable starters or whatever. I need to plug that in, make sure it's fully charged tonight, so in case I have some problems tomorrow. It sounds like I might have some problems tomorrow. That would not surprise me. I don't think it would surprise any of you from what I've said. But I gotta go to work. I don't really have time to go in and get, like, everything addressed. And maybe that's the wrong approach. The approach of, hey, I gotta go to work. Let me just let my car fail. Probably not ideal. But who knows? Maybe it is ideal. Maybe it's perfect. So we're building enough airplanes, and I do think we need to reserve... We need to reserve some aluminum for spacefaring things. Here, we'll have you do the Manhattan Project instead of whoever I queued up for it. You, Manhattan Project, no. You're not doing it. No siree. We'll have We'll have the professionals take care of this one. So we're getting some uranium. What's our capital up to? It just launched the satellite. It's building the Royal Society. All right, that's very important for getting these other tasks completed. No doubt about it. You guys could use some power in the area. And so I'm going to put you to the task of being our industrial zone. I'm going to have you guys just defend here for a moment, because I think sending you forward against her specifically without being upgraded would be a mistake. I have to say. I don't think you guys are currently up to the task, and that's not on you. That's just times have changed. Anytime we've sent somebody forward of your stature in this day, in this age, we have regretted it. They've gone in over their heads, and we lost very important friends and family. And we don't want to repeat that. That would just be, it'd be awful, gotta say. Just awful. So all these tiles are usable. This tile is usable if owned by the right person, and it is owned by the right person, which is nice. So we'll hit it with a little mine action. Oil mine specifically. The oil fields are out. The Pokemon is not doing very much to defend itself. We're gonna hit this thing with the Master Ball. And the Master Ball is, of course, my upgraded artillery. It's the solution to every problem. You gotta respect our ability to have trade routes, so I'm gonna put 7 points there. I don't know who we really want to mess with for loyalty. Does anybody need to go? And by the way, at some point the Incans disappeared and I didn't even notice. Somebody pointed out that John destroyed them. John is a dangerous man. There's no doubt about it. I don't have a strong opinion on this. I'm gonna vote that Harold gets it, because I don't know, he's close to me, him having less loyalty. I consider that they usually put the A as like a benefit. I consider the A oftentimes a negative. Obviously 20% faster population growth is a bonus, but I kind of, it's a double-edged sword. That's the best way to describe it, I would have to say. It's both good and bad. There are reasons to respect it. There are reasons to fear it. And maybe that makes it a good choice. I like things that aren't straightforward like that, you know, where you not like, this is always the right choice. I feel like going for the bonuses on a lot of these are pretty much always the right choice. So maybe that indicates they should maybe think about changing that up a little bit. Make the other options perhaps more viable to those Omega Aldens out there who think that only one side of the coin is the right side. I don't know whether they should or not. I'm just thinking out loud about how I almost always choose the same choices on those, and that means, to me, that they may be not as well thought out as they could, or not as well balanced as they could be against each other. One side just seems far superior to the other, and that's usually the side where you get a benefit. In my opinion. But I don't know. It is what it is. It might not be the right choice every time. Dude, there's so much we can do out here. There's absolutely a ton for us to do out here, including... So we hit this with a Nazca line. We hit this with a Nazca line. We also would hit this with one. We're just going to do it all over the place. It's perfect. We're not going to put it in the interior parts where it... Because it can't be worked. They make this very confusing in that they will put yields on it. Like if you put Nazca lines around it, they'll put yields on it, but you can't work it. I find that slightly confusing. I know how it works, but it's not. I don't think it's clearly communicated, at least from a level like right here. From a high level, it's not clearly communicated. From the level of you go read the thing, it is clearly communicated. If you read what it does, you know that that's the trade-off. It makes all the tiles around it better, but you cannot. Oh man, that man was getting absolutely tore up out there. Fans of the helicopters rejoice as they survive another turn, and they got better because of it.
Change direction.
Oh, guidance systems. You shouldn't have. All right, we're just gonna do this. We're gonna help our buddy out. We're gonna continue to railroad it up in the region. We're gonna hook our favored artillery up with a transition to rocket power. He got a heroic age. He was coming from a dark age. Now he's heroic. Harald's normal. I was hoping Harald would be dark to where that -5 loyalty plus our golden age might crush him. But he might actually be being crushed over there because we've got us on the border in a golden age. He at the north side because of Pachacuti being destroyed. Australia's also there, so it's kind of, we're putting a gravity squeeze on him. And by gravity, I mean loyalty. Plus 10% production towards industrial area and later wonders. Campus districts get, yeah, we like this one just because we have the Saywans, and it adds up for us. We're fans. We can deal with that one. Dude, I'm so happy to have rocket artillery now. You don't even know. You need housing? A sewer will accomplish that for you. An aqueduct would also work for that. Where would... The aqueduct can go here, I guess. I don't know how much I like that, so I'm just going to take the sewer for now. And we've grabbed all our nuclear materials. So, with your final build... Dude, how about we hit up this desert with a little more... making things better. If we put one next to the Dead Sea, we just make the Dead Sea a juicier set of tiles. They're not great tiles as is, but that's why you improve them with Nazca lines. Although you could also just put a seaside resort next to it and it'd be a pretty good seaside resort most likely. Let me go take a peek at that. Where was that at? It's like right here. So you look at the appeal view. Breathtaking 4. This is a hill tile, so you couldn't do anything there. So like, yeah, I mean, you can get a pretty good amount of gold from one of these tiles if you drop a seaside there. And maybe that's what we'll do. I haven't 100% decided either direction. And this is great. We get to solar panel these things up. Surround them with Nazca lines. Everything is beautiful. Dude, you took a lot of damage in there. How did you get so wounded? Were you shot at by a Spec Ops army?
Never mind the maneuvers.
It was dangerous looking for you. So we should be able to get better than, like, propaganda. But I don't know what it would be. Is there anything that just makes doing the nuclear projects cheaper? I know there's this for making the maintenance costs go down. But who needs to maintain nuclear devices when you can launch nuclear devices? That's my question to you. What good is that? It's no good. We could just give ourselves extra combat experience. Which, a lot of our guys are highly leveled up, but it could still pay off, I think, dividends down the road. Renew your mission, sir. You're doing just wonderful work. Tremendous work. Yeah, these guys have got to go. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about your health. So I would say that's just cause for sending you back. That leaves me worried about my military engineer. So we'll put you with our rocket boy. And then now I feel like it's cleanup time. Oh, and he is wounded. 7 brothers! The town of 7 brothers. Dude, Spec Ops is pretty good. They have Defender of the Faith. That's why we're getting tore up out here. Alright, I need these units to be dead. Defenders of the Faith is a big deal. It makes it a lot harder to fight. And they nerfed it at some point, because it used to be a +10 bonus. Can you imagine that? Many of you can, because you've used it or dealt with it. What are we going for now? Globalization. Don't mind if I do. I really wish we were making more gold per turn. I miss the days of 10,000 gold per turn. Those were legendary. You could also use a sewer, apparently. Can we... He lost this? Australia lost control of this? That surprises me. I guess it shouldn't surprise me. He's got a relatively small city in comparison to what's neighboring him. But it does slightly surprise me. Alright, so we need you, sir, to rebase as far west as possible. Perhaps even to our little strip here. Even though it's not as close as we could be, it's only 1 tile different. That 1 tile may end up mattering at some point, but let's not think about that right now. Sir, can you make it to can you make it over here? And then we do this. We get him to take control of this area and you go clear it up. That's what I think you're good for right now. Amongst other things. Alright, so we're solar farming. We're putting mines down. We're dropping Nazca lines. This is finally a respectable Petra city. Now that we've taken control from Eleanor's terrible governing. Now we can just make things work. Speaking of terrible governing, we should take a look at our governors and make sure that they're all actually placed, because they like to be displaced. The AI likes to do that to us. You see? You see? It happens to you every time. It happens way too frequently. It doesn't really matter where you go, though, is the thing. Let me just try to see if there's any. No, see, all our loyalties are saying, like, plus. This is the worst of them. This is the worst of them, so. You may have been here before. You may have been displaced from that. For all I can remember. No! The Golden Gate Bridge was canceled. It was such a lovely spot for a Golden Gate Bridge. Just aesthetically. I would have loved to have it there. But, it is not for us on this day. And it brings a tear to my eye. I have to say. We're dropping a water park. We don't have any of those. You need housing? I guess we'll get you a sewer. That'll at least give you 1 extra housing to work with. You are also going to need some housing soon. Everybody needs it. Including you. When I said everybody, I meant everybody. I didn't mean most people. Many people. No, I mean everyone. This is my city. We are going to keep it. Alright, now we need you to hit this spot right here and just pray for safety. Because, I mean, you have safety. You don't need to pray for it, but you can just... You can relax, basically, is what I'm getting at. You've put in some good effort, and it's paying off dividends. Here, we can have him in this spot to protect our little railroad action. Flood barriers. I would really like to pick up you. Can we get globalization 6 turn? Can we get like in 4 turns we could get 3 envoys? Let's do that. I want to try to see. Let me cancel the flood barrier. And I will just work on repairing these. What I want to see is if I can buy a flood barrier. Because I believe it to be possible, but the list definitely did not make it sound like it was a thing. But that does not mean anything in this day and age. It means nothing. Alright, you definitely need a mine. We got our little oil set up. He's hogging the rest of the oil. We're not happy with that. Guess we can go get some gunpowder that we don't really need, but we still respect. You safe over here? This island is still mostly clear. There was definitely a Renaissance unit we killed. Not Renaissance, reconnaissance. That's the word I was looking for. That's the actual term. They were reconnoitering. Franz, welcome to the club. Famous artist that I do not know the name of, welcome to the club. You guys are all very welcome here. Okay, so let's start the moon landing. And I guess we should look at speeding it up. So what that means is building some builders nearby. You will repair your defenses because that's just, it's unsightly. Oh, gotta clear my throat there. It was getting into a status. Not a good status. It had a status condition of a disgruntled state. But it's all better now. We're good to go. Okay, you get a builder. And yeah, we'll just do like a round of builders in some areas. Do we have... We don't have builder charges. We should get builder charges. Give me... Public Works. I will take it over... So we don't want to get rid of campus and industrial zone adjacency bonuses because we're getting production from that. We don't really want to get rid of this either. I feel like we can get rid of this temporarily at least. I mean, making our trade routes better is definitely nice, and I would like to rock that some more, but we need those extra charges. I think they're vital to our situation. We should take a look at great people, by the way. Make sure that there's nothing scientific related. Science victory specifically, like, because obviously there are scientists, and they usually do things to help you with the science tree. Not always. Sometimes they're like, here's some faith. Although, the here's the faith one also gives you science from your holy site, but it doesn't often line up with what I'm doing. That's not to say it's bad. It's just to say it's not always the most useful thing for me. A battleship with 1 promotion? No. Not there, at least. We will send Franz. He could be up here. So let's send him up to Halicarnassus. Ready for some adventures. But yeah, I'm not pleased about car trouble. I don't think anyone ever is. I take that back. There are definitely times where someone can be pleased about car trouble because it pushes them in the direction they wanted to go for, like, getting rid of the car, getting something else. I'm pretty sure I said sometime last year that by the end of 2019 I was going to get a new car. And I gotta say, I did not do that. And I think, I mean, it was the reasonable choice for me not to do that. I still think that I probably need to get a new car soon. It's just having, you know, it's having issues like this. It's having weird electrical issues. It's having the fans sometimes not work when it starts up. But it's mostly pretty reliable. And as far as things go, I much prefer, and this is, I would say it's boring, but I would also say it's much better to not, you know, spend excessively. So the fact that I paid this thing off like years and years ago, like I bought it and I paid it off in like 2 years. And I've had it for much longer than 2 years. So I've been, you know, obviously there's been problems with it along the way that I've had to pay for. One of them was actually quite expensive. I had engine problems and I had to, you know, spend thousands of dollars to fix that. But for the most part, it's been pretty reliable.
I'll be back.
And pretty cheap, essentially. And it's obvious, it's not like a status icon or anything like that. It's not something people are like, whoa, that's awesome. But it gets me from point A to point B, and it doesn't break the bank. Those are two wonderful characteristics in an automobile. If you had to ask me, I would say that those are what makes a great automobile. That doesn't stop me from wanting to go out and purchase a Tesla Model S. But that's a whole nother thing. I would love to have a Tesla Model S, but it's a very pricey car. I really do like the idea of having an electric car. I've got a garage, so I can easily keep it charged, and should be able to just, you know, it should just be a major upgrade to go from internal combustion to electric, and then I can pretend like I'm doing my part to save the world by having electric instead of gas. What are we going for? We need to get... Let's pick up Operation Ivy, because I want my thermo nukes, my therms. I want them to be available as an option in the future. You remember in the past, I don't know if it was it was either Civ or it might have been Alpha Centauri. But I remember being able to have spies bring like briefcase nukes or whatever. I don't know for sure which game it was, but I just thought of that. Where are my briefcase nukes? Did they decide that that's not a great thing to endorse in a video game? It's a video game, man. Don't worry about it. Maybe worry about it a little. Oh, making the Dead Sea just nice. So that... I decided to drop the Seaside Resort because I really liked it, but I think on second thought I might go knock that Seaside Resort out, put a Nazca line, just show Nazca how much we respect them. We're like, we had this beautiful resort put here next to the Dead Sea so we could appreciate it, but instead we wanted to channel your energy, Nazca, and make the Dead Sea the best it could be. I think that's what we're gonna do, but that'll happen later. We're getting 686 science per turn, which is obviously enough to get everything we need. There's not very many things left on that. Norway's actually getting 325, 244 for Australia, 197 for the Mapuche, and 112 for Scythia. 404, culture not found. That's our current culture per turn. 110 for Johnny, 144 for the Mapuche. He's got a gross amount of culture. 189 for Norway, and 83 for Scythia. We're up to 1678. John Kearns at 1103. Harald's on his way to that 4-digit boundary. And we're building, or we're working on the moon landing. I don't know if you build the moon landing. You build the pieces to get to the moon, then you land there. So we're working on that. It's underway. Culture. It's there, and it's not being a problem right now, which is good. We've captured 3 capitals. More capitals on the way. Where is her capital, by the way? Let me take a look up here, because I don't remember. Ah, yes. So we're still a ways away in the current trajectory from getting to her capital, but that's fine. Slow and steady wins the domination race. And we are at 11 of 20 diplomatic victory points, which is nothing to concern ourselves with. It's when you get into that area of like 14 to 16 where you can accidentally like queue up a few things in a row that all land at like the same time and push you into the 20-point range. It's actually easier to have happen than you would expect, at least from what I've seen in these games, where I'm like holding off for one victory type and then it's just sneaking in, trying to creep up on me. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Like the video if you're enjoying it. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. I'll catch you guys next time. Later.